YouTube, what is going on? It's Sonatus here from the 54 Immortals, and today I'm going to be going through all of the Sea of Thieves content updates that they've put out throughout the history of the game, and I'm going to be ranking them. Definitely let us know down in the comment section below what you think of my tier list, if you agree with it, if you disagree, what your favorite updates are, what your least favorite updates are. And also let us know if there's any Sea of Thieves content that you'd like to see from us. Without further ado, let's jump right into it, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to try to be uploading as much as possible over the summer, so definitely stay tuned. Here we go, let's jump right into it. Starting off with the anniversary update. Now this update, pretty much like the main things that were kind of added into this update were tall tales, which are a lot of fun. And the other big thing that was in this update was also the addition of the arena, which has since unfortunately died. I thought the arena was okay. It could have been better. It was cool to have like an only PvP mode, but as we all know, it didn't really work out. However, with the addition of Tall Tales, I gotta put this as an awesome addition to the game. Me, Nim, and G have been grinding Tall Tales lately. We're all huge fans. They both have the gold curse, and I am starting to grind to get it. But for those of you that enjoy the Tall Tales, you know what I'm talking about. They're so much fun. And if you haven't done a Tall Tale, definitely consider checking them out. They're a lot of fun, and it's a good change of pace. Pace 22. And the next update we have here is the Ashen Winds update. The big thing with the Ashen Winds update was like the red tornadoes that were added into the game. Pretty fun, to be honest. It's a good PvE addition to the game. I don't know, like other than that, it didn't really add much. It's always good to have more PvE spawns in the game, whether it be a Skull Fort, an Armada, a red tornado, something like that. So I would say it's a great addition to the game just because it kind of varied up the structure of the PvEs a little bit, added some variety in there. But other than that, not like the best update the game has had. And then next we have the Cruise of Rage update. The main thing with this one was like the Chest of Rage, which I hate. And other than that, it added like some other Ashen treasures and like the Molten Sands Fortress, which I don't even think is in the game anymore. But the Chest of Rage is just not fun to have on your ship. Like literally, if I get the Chest of Rage, I just leave it there. So I'm gonna have to put this as a not enjoyable addition to the game. Yeah, I mean, it's really just not enjoyable. There's no other way to put it. Next up is the Cursed Sails update. Mostly this was like the skeleton ships that spawned in the game. They also added the alliance system during this time, which I never really used too often. I've used it a couple times, but I don't really form alliances. We usually just kind of run with whatever ship that we're doing. However, probably the best addition, arguably the most overpowered addition that the game has ever had, was the addition of the Brig, the 3-man ship, and that was in the Cursed Sails update. So I gotta put this in the awesome addition to the game. For those of you that don't know, me, G, and Nim are pretty much the only people in 54 Immortals that play Sea of Thieves. We've been trying to get Splix on to run a galleon, but the Brig is easily the best ship. It's the most accessible, it's the fastest, and it's just the easiest to manage. So I would 100% say that the Cursed Sails update is an awesome addition to the game for that reason. Next up is the Dark Relics update. To be honest, this update was more of a limited time thing. It didn't really add much to the game. I don't even know if anything from that update is still in the game. I think just some new Order of Souls missions, and then probably some like hit detection changes and something like that. But I would say not enjoyable, just for the fact that like the name Dark Relics, if you said that to me and said that was a Sea of Thieves update, I would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, just not good, simply for the fact that it didn't last. Next up we have the Festival of Giving update. This was the very beginning of the Reaper's Hideout, when you used to have to bring gifts over there to start helping to build up the Reaper's Hideout, which is obviously now much bigger than it was at the time. But other than that, not much really was added in this game. However, the Reaper's hideout obviously eventually spawned the whole Reaper's bounty trading company, so I would say this is a decent addition to the game just because there wasn't really much other than those gifts. However, it did lead to the Reaper's hideout, which is probably a great addition to the game. Just this update in particular at those beginning stages is probably only decent for me. Next up we have the Forsaken Shores update. This update added the entire region of the Devil's Roar. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this region. I know a lot of people out there like to do their Ashen Athenas, but overall you really don't spend a lot of time in this region since you just have meteors falling from the sky, landing on you and killing you and lighting your ship on fire. It is like a cool area to go to, but I really kind of try to avoid it if I can. So I'm gonna say neutral, just because it's a good area of the map in that it's dangerous, but at the same time, it's not enjoyable to be there. Next up, we have the Fort of the Damned update. Easily an awesome addition to the game. The Fort of the Damned is so much fun to do. It's kind of a little overrated, to be honest, now, but at the time it was so exciting and a lot of cool commendations and different cosmetics and stuff you could get from it. But now they've kind of reduced the loot, I think, that you get from there, so it's not really as fun. I don't know, but at the time, awesome. So much fun at the Fort of the Damned. Next we have the Haunted Shores, which was mostly just the addition of like the ghost ships, like the Sea of Thieves, not the Sea of Thieves, the like invisible kind of clear see-through-y ghost looking ships, not the actual like skeleton ships. But again, you don't really see those too often now, except if you're doing like a Legend of the Veil. Flameheart's not in the game anymore, so I would say that's a neutral addition to the game, just because you already have the skeleton ships and these are pretty much the same, just much easier to sink. The Heart of Fire update was, I believe, mainly, I'm like looking at the list here, a new Tall Tale, but then also probably one of the better additions to the game, which was Chain Shots and Blunderbombs. I would say this is a great addition to the game. Every time I'm boarding a ship or going to fight someone, I'm always putting Chain Shots and Blunderbombs in my inventory. They're so useful to have in really any type of combat. So it was great for them to add these items and kind of, again, add some variety to the loot pool. Next up, we have the Hungering Deep update, which was mainly the Megs, and then also just some equipment like the speaking trumpet and the drum and stuff like that. But the Hungering Deep with the Megs, I would say, is a great addition to the game. Decent addition to the game. Megs are cool. They're good for commendations. That pesky little Shrouded Ghost that you're probably never going to see in your life. If you guys have seen the Shrouded Ghost and actually killed it and you have the Hunter of the Shrouded Ghost title, please let us know down in the comment section below. We have been looking for this thing forever, and if I were to have killed the Shrouded Ghost, this is an awesome addition to the game, but I haven't, so it's a decent addition to the game. That's about all I have to say about that. Next up we have the Legends of the Sea update. This was mostly, again, some more Reaper stuff, some additions to the Reaper's hideout. Not much else in this update. You have like the Tomes of Fire, which were another Ashen cosmetic that you'd get from doing Skull Forts and stuff like that. But I'd say this is a neutral addition to the game just because it really didn't add much. Next up we have the Seabound Soul update, which introduced fire, so fire bombs and stuff like that. Your ship could catch on fire. And then there was the Seabound Soul Tall Tale, obviously. And then that was pretty much it. Not much really changed in this. I think there might have been some updated ship cosmetics. Like I think this update introduced being able to change like your cannons and your capstan and your wheel, I believe. other than just your haul and your sales. But I don't know. Fire, super annoying, not too enjoyable. You kind of need it just to, again, add some variety, but at the same time, it's not great. Sea of Thieves Season 1, this was the introduction of their Plunder Pass, which is their Battle Pass system, and also just the season system, which I believe lasts around every 3 months. I know the next season has been delayed. To be honest, I think I liked the monthly content updates much more than the new season rollout. They've since added like adventures and stuff like that in 2022, which have been really cool to experience, but having an update every month and then going to having an update every 3 months that aren't really as big, I guess, as the changes they made during the monthly content updates. And also the Plunder Pass is not good. Like the Season 6 Plunder Pass ship cosmetics are terrible. You can't see shit with the cannons. I would honestly say not enjoyable, just because I don't really think the Battle Pass system works for this game. I don't know, it's just not for me. The Ships of Fortune update added the Reaper's Bones trading company, and it also added the emissaries. Now, I would say this is an awesome addition for the game, simply for new players to be able to grind out emissaries. Also, the added voyage, the added value to the items you're turning in, and the reputation is huge for people grinding out Pirate Legend. G got the game like right at the beginning of this update and got Pirate Legend in like 2 weeks. I got it before this update came out, so I was an OG, level 50 everything before they even had level 75. They also added reviving in this update, which was huge, another great addition to the game. So with the addition of the Reaper's Bones trading company, which is so much fun, the emissaries, reviving, things like that, I would say this is easily an awesome addition to the game. A lot of good changes for the player base here. And the Shrouded Spoils update was, so the Shrouded Spoils update was the customization for the wheel, the capstan, and the cannons. It also added the Mega Keg into the game, which is a pretty risky item, not even as valuable as it should be in my opinion. I think those high risk items should have a higher reward. I don't know, the ship customization, like customizing the wheel, the capstan, and the cannon is obviously great. So for that reason, I'm gonna have neutral. But other than that, it didn't really add much. The Smuggler's Fortune update added the Pirate Emporium and the Black Market. The Black Market has since kind of dissipated a little bit. That's where you go to Lorena outside of the tavern. And she used to have a bunch of things that you could only get during that month of the content update, and then they'd be gone. So that was really cool, and you'd use doubloons to get those. They also added the Pirate Emporium, which was just a way for them to make money, pretty much. I don't know, I've never really used the Pirate Emporium except to get a pet, which was probably the worst decision I've ever made. The pets are the most annoying thing in the game. I would say neutral, just because I think it's probably okay that they have that. And, you know, even though the Black Market is kind of gone since then, the Pirate Emporium does have some cool stuff, just a little expensive. And then finally, we have the Vaults of the Ancients update. This update had that new Gold Hoarder mission style where you would go into the vaults in order to get a bunch of Gold Hoarders loot. It was fun to run these missions with the Gold Hoarders emissary flag. And I would also say neutral, just because those vaults, you don't really see them anymore. I honestly don't even know if they're in the game. They probably are, but I also never run Gold Hoarders missions. Being a level 75 Pirate Legend, there's really no need to. For the most part, I just run Reapers, or been doing a lot of Legends of the Veil lately, trying to get the Veil Seeker commendation with Nim and G, and trying to get my Athena rep up to 30 to be max everything. But overall, this is my tier list. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. If you have any controversial opinions, or if you think I had any controversial opinions, definitely let me know down below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Going to be trying to do daily uploads all summer long, so definitely stay tuned. And we're going to be trying to make more Sea of Thieves content as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'll leave a link on screen right around this general area for you guys to go check out some of our other Sea of Thieves videos. And with that, we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for stopping in. Peace.